Hi again, Daphne here. So it's lovely to work with you when you're speaking. I gather you've changed from this writing feedback onto some speaking, which is great. Let's listen to your recording together, and then I'm going to make some comments as we go. My first thing is that this needs to be 2 minutes long. You've only got 1 minute on your recording. So time yourself when you're doing your part two. Because the examiner will expect you to be about 2 minutes, okay? You have 1 minute to get to prepare. And while you're preparing, what I would do is write down some key words or key adjectives you want to use. Always move from the general to the specific on your stories, or if you're giving an example. But let's listen and I'll help you as we go through.
You can just call me Ken, it will be much easier. About the country I would like to visit, I will say Australia.
Okay, so watch out on the tenses here. You've got all sorts of things going on in the tenses. So the country I would most like to visit is Australia. I would, not I will. I would is hypothetical. You are not going there yet, unfortunately. I will is in the future planned, or very nearly planned. I would is the hypothetical that you need to be using there.
Especially Melbourne City. It is because I have been there almost 5 years. Moreover, my partner is still living there currently.
So I've been there, or... okay. Now, careful again, this is a tricky one. I went there 5 years ago, or I've been going there for 5 years. Be careful on the tenses here. It's a tricky one, this one. I've been there is I've visited it once or twice and come back again. Like I've been to New Zealand, but I'm back in the UK now. He's gone there, he or she's gone there, that means they're still there. So when you say I went there, it's a bit confusing because at the beginning you said you would like to go there. You'd have to say I'd like to go there again if it's not somewhere you've been before. So now we are getting confused.
We are doing a long distance relationship. You can see now why I would like to go to Australia.
Okay, so we're trying to work a long distance relationship, and you can see why I would like. Watch out on that, would like.
If I got the chance. However, I have to finish my planned study in Netherlands until next year. Thus, I can go back to Melbourne again with a good degree.
Okay.
Therefore, it can help me find a good job then. Once I go back again, I wish I can live with my partner this time and spending our life together.
Okay, I hope I can live with my partner. Now, remembering the question you would have received, it says, you're telling me a lovely story, Ken, which I really appreciate, but in terms of the IELTS exam, this is not what's required, okay? It says a country you'd like to go to. It's really thinking in that question of a country you've never been before. Yeah, I think that's what it means in that question. It wants you to talk about the landscapes you've heard about, the countryside. Imagine Switzerland, for example. You could say something like, it's a country I've seen in the movies and I've heard about from some of my friends. It looks beautiful with the very tall snow-covered mountains, the clean air, which I'd love to breathe compared to my city, which is quite polluted. You can see the kind of detail that you need to be giving and the kind of information you need to be giving.
After a long apart from each other, but I know it's such difficult to maintain a relationship like this. So please, finger crossed for me. Thank you. Have a good life. Cheers.
Okay, so that's lovely and friendly. What a lovely to hear your positive attitude and good luck, because that sounds a very tough situation for you. But for the exam, Ken, forget your personal life, okay? You've got to keep this very formal, yeah? So keep it formal. Do the kind of example that I was talking about before. Lots of detail about the sort of place. I think the question also talks to you about what kind of food you'd like to eat there, why you particularly want to go there. So you can make up some reasons if you don't have any, but I would definitely keep it away from your personal life. We always talk about in exams, same for the task 2 writing that you were doing with me, keep it general. Yeah, it doesn't want examples about your life. It doesn't mean that. It means keep it very general, quite academic in style, really. So if you were talking about Switzerland, you would say, I know it's famous for privacy and secrecy. It's one of the world's banking capitals. I'd like to visit Geneva.
Hi.
I'd like to visit Geneva, although I've never been there, I've heard it's one of the most stylish cities in Switzerland. That sort of thing. You're adding vocab, you're adding grammar, and that's what we want to be looking at. So the exam is marked on pronunciation. So your pronunciation is beautiful. That sounds really good. On fluency and coherence. So keeping going. Yes, you can keep going. So grammar, we need to really watch your work on those tenses because that's a bit confused. And vocabulary, quite hard for me to judge, honestly, today. But we're looking for high-level vocab as well. Okay? So we've got 3 sessions I think we're going to do together. I'm going to send you your next one, which is a part 2 and a part 3 at the same time. Okay? So part 2, I want to have 2 minutes on that part 2 answer. And the questions that come afterwards, there's quite a lot of questions there, so I'm happy for you to choose 3 questions. There's 4, but you can choose 3, but make sure you develop your answer each time. So you should probably be having maybe a minute on each of those questions. Try not to repeat the question word, okay? Try and start, you don't need to say, I think that, da-da-da-da-da. Just go straight in with your answer, okay? So don't repeat the question. All right, Ken, good luck. Look forward to working with you.
My name is Raby.